protecting Main Street from Wall Street. It's Chris Hoffman with Money Unleashed.
How much money do you put into your checking account from work on a month-to-month basis? It has a high probability that with your investable assets, we can replace that paycheck.
It's time to put you back in control of your money.
You've worked for 35 years. It's time for you to not stress. It's time for you to enjoy and live the retirement you want to live.
It's Money Unleashed with Chris Hoffman.
Welcome into the Money Unleashed podcast with Chris Hoffman. We've got another great discussion lined up for you today, and we appreciate you taking time to check out the show. So make sure you're subscribed to Money Unleashed wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes come your way on Mondays and Fridays. Now, the Rolling Stones have written a lot of songs over the years, and one of those is about time being on our side. Unlike a lot of musical acts, they don't really plan on retiring either. They're scaling back some in 2026, but still making new music and still planning to play some shows, even if they don't have that full-blown tour this year. So why do I bring this up? Well, there are a lot of folks out there who aren't playing in a rock and roll band and may be planning for a more traditional style of retirement, but they may be finding out that the time isn't always on their side in this endeavor. Yahoo Finance shared an example this week. If you retire at age 65 and live to 85, you'll have a total of just over 1,040 weeks worth of retirement. But not all of those weeks are equal. Given how our bodies age, only a portion of them may be truly healthy and enjoyable. In fact, the average number of years a U.S. adult is expected to live in full health is just 63.9, according to the World Health Organization. So maybe the updated concept for the song, Time Is On Our Side, well, until it's not. So, Chris, can you share with us why it's so important to prioritize what you call the go-go years?
Yeah, the first 10 years of retirement, you got to be living your best life. And I'm talking your best life. Your best life with your spouse, your best life with your kids, your best life with your grandkids, your best life for you. You've worked really, really hard, right? We all have. Since we put on that work hat at 18 years old or 16 years old or 20 years old, and now we've reached, 55, 59, 62 years old, and we're saying, all right, have I done enough?
Yeah.
And my answer to that would be, yes, you've done more than your fair share, not only for you and your family, but for this great country in paying your taxes and supporting Social Security. Now it's time for us to figure out how to maximize your return on all the hard work you've put in. And the next 10 years from the day you tell your employer, I'm done, those are the go-go years. Because we're obviously the healthiest we're ever going to be. We don't get more healthy moving forward.
Right.
I know people say, well, I'm going to have back surgery or fix this shoulder or whatever. I can tell you from experience, not because I've been through it, but because I manage a ton of clients in that age group, it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier to travel. It's harder to do our hobbies if they're active hobbies. So the first 10 years, you and your spouse need to be able to look at one another at a table at Hoffman Financial Group with your advisor and say, okay, this plan, we believe in this plan. The advisor believes they can execute and overachieve it. See you later, advisor. We're going to Europe.
Yeah.
See you later, advisor. We're going to the beach. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, that's your reward. Otherwise, it gets pretty sad to think of the alternative, which is you may have to work into your 70s.
Yeah.
Or even if you retired, sitting around at the house. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know it sounds pretty relaxing based on how hard everybody's working right now, but eventually that's going to get boring. So you're going to need to know you can go and do the things that you deserve to be able to do. And that's critical in us preparing an income plan and a full retirement plan for the go-go years of retirement, which are those first 10 years.
Yeah, now is sitting around what you want to do for a day, a week, a couple of weeks? Yeah, sure it is. But like you said, it's probably more out there in life to go after. And the go-go years are about the fun stuff. And let's just kind of lay out the 3 decades of retirement here. The first 10 years, the go-go years. The next 10 years, the slow-go years. And then the final 10 years, looked upon as
no-go years.
The no-go years. And we'll get to those in just a moment. But I wanted to tap into something Yahoo Finance provided this week, which was 3 ways we can adapt our retirement plans to optimize the earlier years of retirement, the go-go years, to take advantage of our health, to be more active. Now, number 1, this is a simple one. Prioritize experiences. Many people struggle picking between objects, things to buy, and experiences, but there are plenty of reasons to prioritize, Chris, I believe, having those experiences in your early retirement, aren't there?
Yeah, and I would totally agree that experiences outweigh possessions, right?
Yeah.
A new car, it gets old. It breaks down. You buy another one. It's the same routine. A shirt, pants, whatever,
Watches,
whatever. But going places, seeing things.
Making memories.
Yeah. And it's amazing how, even with myself and my wife, we talk about how many places in the United States alone that we haven't seen. Yeah. It's like there's a ton of stuff to go and experience in the U.S., not to mention abroad. But you absolutely should be using the go-go years for experiences and not possessions. Obviously, if you've got the money and you want to reward yourself, but pick what you are. If you're a watch guy, then go buy watches. Mm-hmm. If you're a golfer, then go buy new golf clubs. Whatever it is that you enjoy, obviously you want to reward yourself during retirement. But I wouldn't get too lopsided with those the possessions, because you're not going to turn them back in and get money for them and use them for traveling or experiences. So make a list. Do this today, okay? Go home after work, or maybe on a Monday or Tuesday. Or if you're heading back from church now, or you're relaxing before dinner, make a list with your husband or wife and ask them, what's on our bucket list as far as experiences? Not as far as purchasing things, but what do we want to do with our life post-retirement? I think you can come up with some pretty exciting things. That wouldn't be a bad thing to bring to an advisory meeting, so we know how to budget for it. So I would agree that experiences outweigh possessions. Possessions are nice. Experiences, they tell a whole story, and it expands your quality of life too.
Absolutely.
Experiencing other cultures and things like that.
It can be exciting to put together the list. Now think about getting to go through and check all those boxes off those lists, go all those places, see all those things, have all of those experiences. The next one up on this list from Yahoo Finance is optimize your life and not your bank balance. So what exactly does that mean? If focusing too heavy on maximizing savings and investments is top of mind there, you risk sacrificing the earliest and possibly most rewarding years of your retired life. And for some people, this is as simple as, I'm just going to keep working to keep saving. But as you just pointed out, you don't get the time back.
Yeah, and I mean, you shouldn't focus too heavily on maximizing savings and investments when you're retired. I understand as you're moving toward retirement, you're having conversations about how quickly can we grow this to this level of money, how much income can it generate, how do we shelter on taxes. But once you've built that plan out with your financial advisory team, there really should be very little uncertainty to it. So it's not like you should have a question as far as, I need to grow my assets and double down and take exorbitant risk. It should be a steady state, and your money needs to start to work for you. I've mentioned it many times before. When you amass your wealth and your total financial world now allows you to retire, you become the bank.
Right.
You become a sought-after investor in other people. You're an investor in people's companies' stocks. They pay you a dividend. We like that, and potential growth. Or they borrow your money under a bond or a fixed income product, and they have to pay you that back in full, plus they're paying you interest. That's a powerful position to be in. That's why you should engage your financial advisor, for us to be able to show you a clear picture of what your financial life is worth to the outside world and how much they'll pay you month over month, year over year to work with your money.
Now, here's one from the Health and Wealth Department. Invest in health care. You can't prevent aging, but you can prepare for it. So if you invest your time with a good diet and workout regimen for starters, that can help you out. But Chris, there are also options to help you tackle the costs of the no-go years, which means long-term care needs and other stuff that could crop up that, maybe you're worried about it, but if you have a plan for it, you can put that worry to bed.
Yeah, so certainly,
no pun intended.
Yeah, certainly it's part of our planning process with every client. There are basically 4 ways to insure for long-term care needs: self-insure, a long-term care policy, an annuity with an income rider that doubles for home care, or a life insurance policy where you can actually use the death benefit tax-free as a living benefit if you need it for long-term care. But I'll tell you the best way to prepare for long-term care, and I know because I have hundreds, if not thousands of clients that I personally have worked with over the years. The best way to prepare for your no-go years is to refuse not to be on the go.
There you go.
My clients that are active and that push one another, and they're like, I know your hip hurts, I know your knee hurts, but we're going to go on this trip and we'll figure it out. And I'm not saying torture yourself like physically, but stay active, stay on the go. Your age is just a number. It's how you feel. It's how you treat one another. It's the attitude you wake up with every single day. And I've got a group of clients that as soon as I see them coming to the office, I can say, there they are. They are in love. They are living their best life. They are doing everything they want to do. They don't have a care in the world. And they come into our office at Hoffman Financial Group, and they require us to reassure them that they're still on track or they're ahead of track. They're not at home crunching these numbers.
Right.
They hired us. They're at home talking about the next trip, talking about the next experience, talking about the next thing they can do with their kids and grandkids. That will keep you young, and I will argue that it will keep you, I can't guarantee it keeps long-term care from being a need, and we will absolutely budget for it, but maybe it pushes it off. And maybe you're stronger going into those no-go years than you would have been if you just kind of were paralyzed by fear during the first 10 or 20 years and you didn't spend the money on experiences and you didn't travel and you didn't stay active and you didn't have a hobby that was, using your body and your mind. Or the other thing is you got to watch it when you retire that your mind doesn't slip. So that's the other thing to be cautious of. What are you going to use your mind for to stay young mentally? So some of those things are benefits of building a full financial plan, allowing your advisor to target overachieving those benchmarks, and you living your best life with the experiences that you're able to afford. All right, so as a next step, if this is something that sounds like you do not have a handle on today, it's a very simple and easy process that we will take on. You will not have to spend hours doing this. We'll do it. But we will break down what the first 10 years, the go-go years, look like. And then we'll go into the slow-go years, and then we'll go into the no-go years. We'll map it all out in your full financial plan, and that includes an income plan with tax strategies. All you need to do is pick up the phone, call 404-341-6767, or you could go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on the Portfolio X-ray button there, and we'll get started on working out your go-go years, your slow-go years, and your no-go years. Make sure you have a comfortable retirement for the next 30-plus years.
Well, you make that call and then get busy making that list of things you want to go and do. 404-341-6767 is how you get in touch with the Hoffman Financial Group. 404-341-6767. There's no cost whatsoever to get that full financial plan in writing. You can give us that call or sign up online at unleashyourmoney.com. Chris Hoffman is an investment advisor representative of Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor and affiliate of Brookstone Capital Management, LLC. BWA and Hoffman Financial Group are affiliated under common ownership. Registered investment advisors and investment advisor representatives act as fiduciaries for all of our investment management clients. We have an obligation to act in the best interest of our clients and to make full disclosures of any conflicts of interest. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV 2A, page 4, for additional information. The Hoffman Financial Group and WSB are not affiliated. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. This information should not be considered tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a professional specializing in the field of tax, legal, accounting, or investments regarding the applicability of this information for their situation. Any client experiences discussed during the show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments will fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone. Index or fixed annuities are not designed for short-term investments and may be subject to caps, restrictions, fees, and surrender charges as described in the annuity contract. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A Item 4, for additional information. Hoffman Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Insurance licensed in Georgia, number 163546.